Beloved, I have been keeping something from you. Something wonderful has been unfolding behind the scenes that you could not see with human eyes. I have been moving in the unseen realm, working in ways you cannot trace. I am the one who holds every star in place, who numbers every hair on your head, who treasures every moment of your life. What you do not know is that I have been preparing the breakthrough you have been believing for. The very thing that looks like delay to you has been my perfect timing. I have been working behind the scenes, arranging everything for your good. Do not despair. Those 3 words are not a suggestion. They are a command, wrapped in love, spoken from the mouth of the one who holds every star in place, who numbers every hair on your head, who collects every tear you have cried in a bottle because not one has been wasted or forgotten. Do not despair, not because your situation is not serious, not because the problems you are facing are small or insignificant, but because I am bigger than all of it. The mountain that looks immovable to you is nothing to me. The door that appears locked from every angle has a key in my hand. The sickness that the doctors cannot explain or cure is subject to my healing power. The relationship that seems beyond repair is not beyond my ability to restore. The financial crisis that has you lying awake calculating numbers that do not add up is not a crisis in my economy. The future that terrifies you because you cannot see how things will work out is already mapped in my mind, and every step has been accounted for. I know you have been carrying a weight that was never meant for your shoulders. You have been trying to figure everything out on your own, trying to force doors open with your own strength, trying to manufacture solutions with your limited understanding, and the more you have tried, the heavier the burden has become. Desperation grows in the soil of self-reliance. It multiplies when you forget that I am the one who opened the Red Sea, who made the sun stand still, who brought water from a rock, who fed 5,000 with a child's lunch, who raised the dead, who calmed storms with a word. The same power that accomplished all of those impossibilities is available to you right here, right where you are sitting, right in the middle of the mess you cannot fix. Your health situation that has stolen your peace. I am aware of every symptom, every test result, every diagnosis, every medication that has not worked the way you hoped. I know about the pain that wakes you in the middle of the night. I know about the weakness that makes simple tasks feel like climbing mountains. I know about the fear that grits you every time you feel something new in your body, every time you wonder if this is the beginning of something worse. And I am sending you my peace right where you are. Not the kind of peace the world offers, which depends on circumstances being favorable. Not the temporary relief that comes from distraction or denial. I am sending you the peace that transcends understanding, the peace that makes no logical sense given what you are facing, the peace that can exist in the middle of the storm, because it is rooted in my presence, not in your circumstances. Feel it settling over you like a blanket. My grace, tender and loving, is healing your heart even as you read these words. The anxiety that has been squeezing your chest is losing its grip. The racing thoughts are beginning to slow. The panic that felt like it would consume you is being displaced by a calm that you cannot explain. This is not you talking yourself into feeling better. This is not positive thinking or wishful optimism. This is my supernatural peace invading the chaos, bringing order where there was disorder, bringing rest where there was restlessness, bringing clarity where there was confusion. Your soul will be relieved by this calm I am giving you. The exhaustion you have been carrying, the soul-deep weariness that sleep cannot fix because it is not physical tiredness, but spiritual and emotional depletion, I am addressing it right where it lives. I am pouring fresh strength into the depleted places. I am restoring what worry has stolen. I am replenishing what anxiety has drained. You are going to feel different after this encounter, not because your circumstances have changed in the external world, but because something has shifted inside you. The desperation is being replaced with hope. The fear is being replaced with faith. The heaviness is being replaced with lightness. Feel my embrace around you. I am not a distant God watching from far away, uninvolved in your daily struggles. I am right here, closer than the air you breathe, wrapping my arms around you the way a father holds a child who has been crying, the way a mother comforts a son or daughter who has been hurt. You are mine. You belong to me. I have loved you with an everlasting love. I have engraved your name on the palms of my hands. Before you were formed in your mother's womb, I knew you. I chose you. I set you apart for my purposes. And nothing that is happening right now has caught me by surprise or overwhelmed my ability to help you. I have been looking for so many ways to show you how much I care, and this is one of the signs I am sending you. It is not coincidence that you are hearing these words at this exact moment. You did not stumble upon this message by accident. You did not randomly click on something that happened to have exactly what you needed to hear. I orchestrated this divine appointment. I arranged for you to be in this place at this time because I have something specific to say to you, something that will change the way you see your situation, something that will lift the despair and replace it with hope. Why do you despair, my child? Why do you let your heart sink into that dark place where fear grows and faith shrinks? Why do you meditate on worst-case scenarios instead of meditating on my promises? Why do you rehearse everything that could go wrong instead of remembering everything I have already brought you through? You have been here before. Maybe not in this exact situation, but you have faced impossibilities before. You have stood at the edge of situations that looked hopeless. You have walked through valleys that felt like they would swallow you whole. And yet, here you are, still standing, still breathing, still fighting. How did you make it through those other times? Was it your own strength? Was it your brilliant strategies? Was it because you finally figured everything out? No. You made it because I carried you. You survived because I sustained you. You came through because I made a way where there was no way. And I am the same God then as I am right now. I have not changed. My power has not diminished. My love for you has not decreased. My commitment to your well-being has not wavered. So why would you think that this situation is the one I cannot handle? Why would you believe that this problem is too big for me? Why would desperation take the place that should be occupied by trust? I know the desperation feels reasonable. I know the anxiety seems justified. When you look at the facts, when you add up the circumstances, when you consider all the variables, desperation appears to be the only logical response. But faith does not operate in the realm of logic. Faith does not wait for circumstances to make sense before it believes. Faith does not need to see the full staircase before it takes the first step. Faith trusts me even when nothing around you gives you a reason to hope. Faith believes that I am working even when you cannot see any evidence of movement. Faith holds on when everything inside you wants to let go. The enemy has been whispering lies to you. He has been telling you that this time is different. He has been suggesting that you have reached the limit of what I am willing to do for you. He has been planting thoughts that sound like your own voice. Thoughts that say, you have prayed too many times about this. You have asked for too much. You have worn out my patience. You have used up your quota of miracles. And because those thoughts sound so much like your own internal dialogue, you have believed them. You have accepted desperation as the truth instead of recognizing it as the lie it is. Let me tell you the actual truth. There is no limit to my mercy. There is no cap on my grace. There is no maximum number of times you can come to me with the same problem. There is no quota on miracles, no rationing of breakthroughs, no scarcity in my supply. I do not grow weary of your requests. I do not get annoyed when you keep bringing the same struggle to me. I do not roll my eyes when you cry out again about the thing that has been tormenting you for months or years. I am not like a human friend who eventually gets tired of hearing about your problems. I am God. I am infinite in patience, unlimited in resources, and deeply invested in every detail of your life. The reason you have not seen the breakthrough yet is not because I am withholding it out of frustration or indifference. The reason is that I am working on a level you cannot see. I am coordinating multiple factors. I am dealing with variables you do not even know exist. I am preparing you for what I am about to release. If I gave you the answer before you were ready to handle it, you would not be able to steward it properly. If I opened the door before the timing was perfect, you would walk into a situation you were not equipped to navigate. If I healed you before I addressed the root issue, you would end up back in the same condition within months. I am not just interested in giving you a quick fix. I am interested in complete transformation. But while you are waiting for the full manifestation of what I have promised, I do not want you to wait in desperation. I want you to wait in peace. I want you to rest in the certainty that I am handling what you cannot handle. I want you to release the burden of trying to figure everything out and trust that I already have the blueprint. Desperation is what happens when you think it all depends on you. Peace is what happens when you remember it all depends on me. Your situation is important to me. Not just the general category of your struggle, but the specific details that keep you awake, the particular fears that grip your heart, the exact needs that you have not spoken out loud to anyone because you were afraid they would think you were asking for too much. I care about all of it. The thing that seems too small to bother God with, I care about that. The thing that seems too big for even God to fix, I care about that too. There is no problem in your life that falls outside the range of my concern. I am aware of your financial stress. I know about the bills that are due and the money that is not there. I know about the debt that keeps growing no matter how hard you work to pay it down. I know about the job that does not pay enough, the hours that have been cut, the opportunity that fell through, the business that is not bringing in what you need. I know about the shame you feel when you cannot provide the way you want to provide, when you have to say no to things your family needs, when you have to make choices between which necessity to cover because you cannot cover them all. And I am telling you that I am your provider, not your job, not your business, not your investments or your savings or your hustle. Me. I am Jehovah Jireh, the God who provides. And I have never once failed to take care of my children. Look at the birds. They do not plant crops or store food in barns, yet I feed them every single day. Are you not more valuable than birds? Look at the flowers. They do not work or make clothing, yet they are dressed more beautifully than the richest king who ever lived. If I take care of birds and flowers, how much more will I take care of you? Your desperation about money is based on the false belief that your provision depends on your effort alone. But I am the one who gives you the ability to work. I am the one who opens doors of opportunity. I am the one who can multiply what you have in your hand until it covers every need and leaves you with overflow. I am aware of the relationship that is breaking your heart, the marriage that is falling apart, the child who has walked away, the parent who does not understand you, the friend who betrayed you, the family member who wounded you with words that keep replaying in your mind. I know about the loneliness, the rejection, the feeling of being misunderstood and unseen. I know about the effort you have poured into trying to fix things, the conversations that went nowhere, the apologies that were not accepted, the boundaries that were not respected. I know about the nights you have cried yourself to sleep wondering if you are the problem, wondering if you said the wrong thing or did not do enough, wondering if things will ever be okay again. And I want you to know that I see you. I see your heart. I see your intentions. I see the love you have been trying to express in the best way you know how. I see the wounds that others do not see because you have learned to hide them well. I see the parts of you that feel broken beyond repair. And I am the God who specializes in restoration. I can heal what looks dead. I can rebuild what has been torn down. I can soften hearts that have grown hard. I can bring reconciliation where there has been division. I can turn enemies into allies, strangers into family, brokenness into beauty. Trust me with that relationship. I am not finished with that story yet. I am aware of the diagnosis that shook your world, the words the doctor said that you cannot stop hearing, the treatment plan that terrifies you, the prognosis that stole your hope, the symptoms that are getting worse instead of better, the pain that medication cannot touch, the limitations that have changed your entire life. I know you are afraid. I know you wonder how much worse it will get. I know you have been grieving the loss of the life you used to have, the things you used to be able to do, the future you thought you would have. I know you have been fighting to stay positive, but sometimes the fight feels like too much. I am the God who heals. I am the same God who healed the woman who had been bleeding for 12 years, who gave sight to the man born blind, who made the paralyzed man walk, who cleansed the lepers, who raised Lazarus from the dead after he had been in the tomb for 4 days. My power has not decreased. My compassion has not faded. I am still in the healing business. And whether I choose to heal you instantly, progressively, or ultimately in eternity, I will be with you every single step of the way. You will not walk through this alone. My grace will be sufficient for you. My strength will be made perfect in your weakness. Why do you despair when I have already overcome the world? Why do you sink into hopelessness when I am the God of hope? Why do you let fear dominate when I have not given you a spirit of fear, but of power and love and a sound mind? Your desperation is understandable from a human perspective, but you are not merely human. You are a child of the Most High God. You have access to resources that the world knows nothing about. You can tap into a power source that never runs dry. You can draw from a well that never goes empty. I am asking you to do something that will feel impossible at first. I am asking you to release the desperation, not because the situation has changed, but because you are choosing to trust me more than you trust what you can see. I am asking you to open your tightly clenched fists and let go of the control you have been trying to maintain. I am asking you to stop trying to force outcomes and start surrendering to my will. I am asking you to replace worry with worship, anxiety with adoration, desperation with devotion. This does not mean you become passive. This does not mean you stop taking action or making wise decisions. This means you stop carrying the weight of outcomes that were never yours to carry. This means you do your part and trust me with the results. This means you plant the seed and trust me with the harvest. This means you take the step and trust me with the path. This means you make the decision and trust me with the consequences. When the Israelites stood trapped between the Red Sea and the Egyptian army, they despaired. Behind them was an army intent on destroying them. In front of them was a body of water they could not cross. There was no logical way out. But I told Moses to tell the people to stand still and see my salvation. And then I opened a path through the impossible. I split the sea, brought them through on dry ground, and closed the water over their enemies. What looked like certain death became the stage for one of the greatest miracles in history. Your Red Sea moment is not a dead end. It is a setup for a miracle. The impossibility in front of you is not the end of your story. It is the place where I am about to display my power in a way that will leave no doubt that I am God. But you have to stop despairing long enough to see what I am doing. You have to stop panicking long enough to hear my instructions. You have to stop running in circles trying to find your own way out and stand still long enough for me to show you the way through. I am sending you my peace right where you are, in the middle of the chaos. Receive it. Do not push it away because you feel like you do not deserve peace until the problem is solved. Do not reject it because you think feeling anxious is the same as being responsible. Do not block it because you believe that staying in desperation somehow helps you stay prepared for the worst. My peace is not dependent on your circumstances. My peace is a gift that transcends your circumstances. It is possible to have turmoil all around you and peace inside you. It is possible to face uncertainty in the external world while experiencing certainty in your spirit, that I am in control. This is the mystery of my shalom, the deep wholeness that I offer to those who trust in me. It is not the absence of conflict, but the presence of my spirit in the midst of conflict. It is not the removal of difficulty, but the sustaining power that carries you through difficulty with your soul intact. The world cannot understand how you can smile when everything seems to be falling apart. They cannot comprehend how you can sleep when the storm is raging. But you will know. You will know that my peace is not a feeling that rises and falls with circumstances. It is an anchor that holds your soul steady when the waves threaten to overwhelm you. My grace is healing your heart right at this second. Not someday in the future when things finally work out. Right now. The part of your heart that feels shattered, I am putting the pieces back together. The part of your heart that feels numb from the pain, I am restoring feeling and hope. The part of your heart that has built walls to protect itself from more disappointment, I am gently dismantling those walls so that you can fully receive the love I have for you. Your heart was not meant to carry this much weight. Your heart was designed to rest in me. Your soul is being relieved of the burden right as you take in these words. The mental exhaustion, the emotional fatigue, the spiritual weariness, all of it is being lifted. I am giving you rest. Not just physical sleep, although that is important, and I will help you sleep better when you release the anxiety. I am giving you soul rest. The kind of rest that comes from knowing you do not have to have all the answers. The kind of rest that comes from trusting that I am working even when you cannot see it. The kind of rest that comes from believing that my plans for you are good, that my timing is perfect, that my ways are higher than your ways. This calm I am giving you is not temporary. It is not a brief respite before you go back to the same level of anxiety. This is a new baseline I am establishing in your life. This is a shift in how you respond to difficulty. This is a rewiring of your default setting from panic to peace. Every time the desperation tries to creep back in, you are going to remember this moment. You are going to remember the calm you felt when you let me carry what you were never meant to carry. You are going to remember that peace is always available, not because circumstances are always favorable, but because I am always faithful. I am hugging you right where you are. Can you feel it? The warmth, the safety, the sense of being held by someone who will never let you fall. You are not alone in this. You have never been alone in this. Even in the moments when it felt like no one understood, like no one cared, like you were abandoned to figure it out by yourself, I was there. I was in the room when you cried. I was beside you when you made that difficult decision. I was holding you together when you felt like you were falling apart. I have never left you. I will never leave you. I am with you always, even to the end of the age. I love you. Not because of what you do or do not do. Not because you have finally gotten your life together or figured out how to pray the right way. Not because you have earned my love through good behavior or lost my love through mistakes. I love you because you are mine, because I created you, because I chose you. My love for you has no beginning and no end. It cannot be earned and cannot be lost. It never fails and never fades. I have been searching for ways to show you this love. I have been sending signs, opening doors, orchestrating divine appointments, whispering to your spirit, surrounding you with reminders that you are seen and known and valued. And this message is one of those signs. This is me reaching through the noise and the chaos and the pain to touch your heart and remind you that you are not forgotten. You are not overlooked. You are not beyond my help. I am fully aware of what you are facing, and I am fully capable of bringing you through it. This is not coincidence. The fact that you are reading these words at this precise moment in your life, when you are facing what you are facing, when you are feeling what you are feeling, this is divine orchestration. I made sure you would see this. I made sure you would click on it. I made sure you would keep reading. Because I have a message specifically for you, and I needed you to be in a position to receive it. Trust me. I am repeating it because it is so important. Trust me. Whatever is in front of you, whatever is weighing on you, whatever has been stealing your sleep and your joy and your peace, release the anxiety and rest in my peace. I am bigger. I am stronger. I am wiser. I am more committed to your well-being than you could possibly understand. And I am already working on what you are worried about. The solution is already in motion. The breakthrough is already on the way. The healing is already in process. The provision is already being released. The restoration is already beginning. You do not see it yet because it is still in the unseen realm, but it is just as real as if it were already manifested in the physical world. My word does not return to me void. What I have spoken over your life will come to pass. What I have promised you will be fulfilled. What I have set in motion cannot be stopped by human interference or demonic opposition. Your job is not to figure out how it is going to happen. Your job is not to manipulate circumstances to try to make it happen faster. Your job is not to worry about whether I am really going to come through. Your job is to trust. Your job is to rest. Your job is to keep your eyes on me instead of on the storm. Your job is to remember who I am and what I have done, and believe that I will do it again. I spoke the universe into existence with a word. I created everything you see and everything you do not see. I set the stars in their places and told the oceans where to stop. I designed the intricacies of the human body, the ecosystems that sustain life, the laws of physics that govern how everything works. I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end, the first and the last. I am the way, the truth, and the life. I am the light of the world, the bread of life, the good shepherd, the door, the resurrection, and the life. I am Yahweh, Elohim, Adonai, El Shaddai, Jehovah Jireh, Jehovah Rapha, Jehovah Shalom, Jehovah Nissi. I am the God who sees, the God who hears, the God who delivers, the God who heals, the God who provides, the God who fights for his people. And I am your God. Not just God in general, not just the God of the universe in some abstract sense, but your personal God who knows your name, who cares about your specific struggles, who has plans for your individual life. I am as invested in your daily details as I am in running the cosmos. You are not too small for my attention. Your problems are not too insignificant for my concern. I care about it all because I care about you. So when I tell you not to despair, I am not minimizing what you are facing. I am reminding you of who is facing it with you. When I tell you to release the anxiety, I am not suggesting that your situation does not warrant concern. I am inviting you to transfer the weight from your shoulders to mine. When I tell you to trust me, I am not asking you to pretend everything is fine. I am asking you to believe that I am working even when you cannot see evidence of it yet. There is a difference between denial and faith. Denial pretends the problem does not exist. Faith acknowledges the problem but chooses to believe that God is bigger than the problem. Denial ignores reality. Faith sees reality clearly and then looks beyond it to the God who can change reality. Denial is passive avoidance. Faith is active trust. I am not asking you to deny what you are going through. I am asking you to have faith that I am bringing you through it. Consider what it means to walk by faith and not by sight. It means that your confidence is rooted in my character rather than in visible evidence. It means that you can stand firm even when the ground beneath you seems to be shifting, because you know that I am the rock that cannot be moved. Faith does not demand that I prove myself before it believes. Faith believes because it knows who I am. And when you choose faith over desperation, you are declaring to the heavens and to the powers of darkness that your trust in me is greater than your fear of the unknown. The path forward might not look like what you expected. The answer might not come in the form you were looking for. The timing might not match the schedule you had in your head. But I promise you, the outcome will be good, because I work all things together for the good of those who love me and are called according to my purpose. Even the things that the enemy meant for evil, I will turn for good. Even the mistakes you made, I will redeem. Even the time you think you wasted, I will restore. Nothing is wasted in my economy. Everything can be used. Every experience, every hardship, every detour, I can weave it all into a beautiful tapestry that tells a story of redemption and grace. You have been through so much already. You have survived things that could have destroyed you. You have endured pain that would have broken someone else. You have kept going when every part of you wanted to quit. And the fact that you are still here, still standing, still seeking, still believing even when it is hard to believe, that is a testament to my sustaining power in your life. You did not make it this far on your own strength. I carried you, and I am not going to drop you now. The enemy wants you to despair, because despair is a form of unbelief. Despair says God is not able. Despair says God does not care. Despair says the situation is beyond hope. And all of those statements are lies. I am able to do immeasurably more than all you could ask or imagine according to my power that is at work within you. I care about you so much that I gave my only Son so that you could have eternal life and abundant life. No situation is beyond hope when the God of hope is involved. The enemy has been using your exhaustion against you. When you are tired, when you are depleted, When you have been fighting for so long without seeing results, despair starts to look reasonable. It starts to feel like the only honest response. But I am renewing your strength right where you are. Those who wait on me will renew their strength. They will mount up with wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not faint. You are in a season of waiting, but waiting on me is not passive. Waiting on me is an active posture of expectation and trust. It is choosing to believe that I am working even when you do not see movement yet. Your situation is about to shift. I am not saying it is going to be instant, although it could be, because nothing is impossible for me. I am saying that the shift has already begun in the spiritual realm, and it is working its way into the natural realm. Things that have been stuck are starting to move. Doors that have been closed are starting to open. Parts that have been hard are starting to soften. Chains that have been holding you back are starting to break. You are going to start seeing evidence of my faithfulness in ways that surprise you. And when the breakthrough comes, you are going to look back at this moment and realize why you had to go through what you went through. You are going to see how I was preparing you, refining you, strengthening you, teaching you to depend on me in deeper ways. You are going to recognize that the delay was not denial. The waiting was not wasted. The struggle was not without purpose. I was developing something in you that could only be developed through the process. I was building a foundation that could only be built in the valley. I was establishing a trust that could only be established when you had to walk by faith and not by sight. Release the anxiety over the waiting. Let go of the worry over unanswered questions. Trust instead of fearing the closed doors or the delayed promises. I am still God. I am still good. I am still working on your behalf. And I will not fail you. I know you are tired of being strong. I know you are exhausted from trying to hold everything together. I know you have been putting on a brave face for everyone around you while you are falling apart on the inside. You do not have to be strong anymore. You can rest in my strength. You do not have to have all the answers. You can rest in my wisdom. You do not have to figure out the next 10 steps. You can just take the next one step I show you and trust me with the rest. Let my peace settle into the deepest parts of you, the parts that you do not let anyone see, the parts that you are ashamed of, the parts that feel broken beyond repair. My peace reaches all of it. My grace covers all of it. My love transforms all of it. There is no part of you that is beyond my redemption. There is no wound that is beyond my healing. There is no brokenness that is beyond my restoration. I am making all things new. Not just some things. Not just the things that are easy to fix. All things. I am taking the chaos and bringing order. I am taking the brokenness and creating beauty. I am taking the ashes and giving you a crown. I am taking the mourning and giving you joy. I am taking the despair and giving you hope. This is who I am. This is what I do. I am the God of redemption, the God of restoration, the God of resurrection. I specialize in bringing life out of death, hope out of despair, victory out of defeat. So rest in my peace, beloved. Surrender the burden that has been weighing on you. Choose faith over fear. Embrace hope instead of rehearsing worst-case scenarios. Instead, set your mind on me. Think about my character. Remember my faithfulness. Recall my promises. Speak my word over your situation. Declare my truth over the lies the enemy has been whispering. Choose to believe that I am who I say I am, and I will do what I said I will do. This is a turning point for you. This is the moment when desperation gives way to hope. This is when anxiety is replaced by peace. This is when fear is displaced by faith. You are not going to leave this encounter the same way you came into it. Something has shifted. The heaviness is lifting. The darkness is receding. The light is breaking through. You can feel it, cannot you? The change that is happening inside you. The hope that is beginning to rise. The peace that is starting to settle. This is my doing. This is my grace at work in you. Receive it fully. Do not hold back because you are afraid it will not last. Do not resist it because you feel like you do not deserve it. Do not question it because you cannot explain it. Just receive it. Let my peace flood your soul. Let my love heal your heart. Let my presence fill the empty places. Let my strength renew your weary spirit. I am giving you everything you need for this moment and the moments to come. And when the desperation tries to creep back in, and it will try because the enemy does not give up easily, you are going to remember this moment. You are going to remember how you felt when you allowed me to carry what you were carrying. You are going to remember the peace that transcends understanding. You are going to remember that you are not alone, you are not forgotten, you are not beyond help. And you are going to choose trust over fear, faith over doubt, hope over despair. I am with you every single step of the way, in the good days and the hard days, in the breakthroughs and the waiting, in the victories and the valleys. I will never leave you. I will never forsake you. I will never stop loving you. I will never stop working on your behalf. You are mine, and I take care of what is mine. Your health is important to me. I care about your physical body, your emotional well-being, your mental health, your spiritual vitality. I see the toll that stress has taken on you. I see how the worry has affected your sleep, your appetite, your energy, your ability to function. And I am addressing all of it. My peace is medicine to your body. My presence is healing to your mind. My love is restoration to your soul. As you rest in me, as you release the burden you have been carrying, you are going to notice physical changes. The tension in your shoulders will ease. The knot in your stomach will loosen. The racing heart will calm. The fog in your mind will clear. This is not just emotional or spiritual. This is holistic healing because I created you as a whole being. And when one part suffers, all parts are affected. When one part is healed, all parts benefit. I am sending you my peace like waves, washing over you, cleansing you, refreshing you, renewing you. With each breath you take, receive more of my peace. With each moment that passes, let go more of the desperation. You are trading your anxiety for my calm, your worry for my assurance, your fear for my perfect love that casts out all fear. My grace is tender and loving, reaching into the wounded places that you have been protecting, the hurting places that you have been hiding, the broken places that you have been trying to fix on your own. You do not have to protect those places anymore. You do not have to hide them from me. You do not have to fix them yourself. Let me in. Let my grace touch what hurts. Let my love heal what is broken. Let my power restore what has been damaged. Your heart is being healed right at this very second. The cracks are being mended. The walls are coming down. The numbness is giving way to feeling. The hardness is softening. The bitterness is being replaced with sweetness. The resentment is being displaced by forgiveness. The anger is being transformed into peace. This is the work of my Spirit in you, doing what you could never do for yourself, healing you from the inside out. Your soul is finding relief in the calm I am pouring into you. The restlessness is settling. The agitation is subsiding. The turmoil is giving way to tranquility. You are going to sleep better after this. You are going to think more clearly. You are going to feel lighter. The weight that has been pressing down on you is being lifted. The burden that has been crushing you is being removed. You are being set free from the tyranny of despair, liberated from the prison of anxiety, released from the bondage of fear. Feel my arms around you, holding you close, keeping you safe, assuring you that everything is going to be okay. Not because the circumstances have magically resolved, but because I am in the middle of the circumstances with you, and my presence changes everything. Where I am, there is peace. Where I am, there is hope. Where I am, there is love that never fails, grace that is always sufficient, mercy that is new every single day. You are my beloved child, my precious one, my treasured possession. I delight in you. I rejoice over you with singing. I quiet you with my love. I take pleasure in showing you kindness. You bring me joy. Your prayers matter to me. Your tears move me. Your faith pleases me. I am not disappointed in you. I am not frustrated with you. I am not waiting for you to perform better before I help you. I love you exactly as you are, right where you are, and I am committed to walking with you into everything I have called you to become. I have searched for so many ways to demonstrate my love to you. I painted the sunrise with colors that take your breath away. I designed the sunset to remind you that endings can be beautiful. I created the stars to show you that even in darkness there is light. I made the ocean to display my power and my vastness. I fashioned the mountains to reveal my majesty and strength. I formed the flowers to show you my attention to detail and my delight in beauty. All of creation is a love letter from me to you, a constant reminder that you are seen, you are known, you are loved. And this message is another one of those signs. Another way I am reaching out to you, another proof that I have not forgotten you, another demonstration that I am actively involved in your life. I orchestrated every detail that brought you to this moment. I made sure you would see this. I made sure you would read it. I made sure you would receive what I am saying to you. Because I have something specific to tell you, something you desperately needed to hear, something that is going to change the trajectory of your day, your week, your season, your life. I am telling you clearly, so there is no confusion. This is not coincidence. This is divine appointment. This is me intervening in your desperation. This is me interrupting your downward spiral. This is me pulling you out of the pit. This is me setting your feet on solid ground. This is me putting a new song in your mouth, a song of praise to me, your God. Do not despair. I am saying it again because you need to hear it again. The desperation wants to take root in your heart. It wants to become your new normal. It wants to define how you see yourself and your situation. But I am declaring over you that desperation is not your portion. Despair is not your destiny. Anxiety is not your inheritance. You are a child of the Most High God. You have access to peace that the world cannot give and cannot take away. You have access to joy that is not dependent on circumstances. You have access to hope that does not disappoint. You have access to love that never fails. Walk in that identity. Live from that truth. Make decisions based on who I say you are, not based on what the situation looks like. You are more than a conqueror through me who loves you. You are the head and not the tail. You are above and not beneath. You are blessed coming in and blessed going out. No weapon formed against you will prosper. Every tongue that rises against you in judgment, I will condemn. This is your heritage as my servant. This is your vindication from me. The situation that has you feeling desperate, I am already working on it. The problem that seems insurmountable, I have already devised a solution. The need that appears to have no answer, I have already prepared the provision. What you are worried about, I am handling. What you are afraid of, I am taking care of. What you are trying to control, I am asking you to release into my capable hands. You cannot see what I am doing behind the scenes. You cannot see the conversations I am having, the hearts I am changing, the circumstances I am rearranging, the doors I am opening, the obstacles I am removing, the blessings I am preparing. But just because you cannot see it does not mean it is not happening. I am moving in ways you cannot trace. I am working in realms you cannot access. I am accomplishing purposes you cannot yet understand. And when it all comes together, when the breakthrough manifests, when the answer appears, when the miracle happens, you are going to look back and see my fingerprints all over it. Your part is to trust. Your part is to rest. Your part is to stop striving and start believing. Your part is to release the desperation and receive the peace. Your part is to let go of control and surrender to my will. Your part is to stop trying to make things happen in your timing and your way, and start cooperating with what I am doing in my timing and my way. This does not mean you become passive or lazy. This does not mean you stop taking action or making wise decisions. This means you do what I show you to do and leave the results to me. This means you plant the seeds I give you to plant and trust me with the harvest. This means you take the steps I direct you to take and trust me with the path. This means you use the resources I have given you and trust me to multiply them. This means you walk in obedience to what I have already shown you and trust me to reveal the next thing when you need to know it. So many times you have despaired because you were trying to see the entire roadmap, when I only give you enough light for the next step. So many times you have been anxious because you were trying to figure out step 10, when I have only shown you step 1. So many times you have been overwhelmed because you were trying to carry the weight of outcomes that are not yours to carry. I am asking you to simplify your focus. What is the one thing I have asked you to do right now? Do that. What is the one step I have shown you to take today? Take that. What is the one truth I have spoken to your heart in this moment? Believe that. And trust me with everything else. The desperation will try to convince you that you have to have all the answers right now. The anxiety will try to tell you that if you do not figure everything out immediately, disaster is inevitable. But that is not how I work. I am the God of process. I am the God of journey. I am the God who leads you step by step, stage by stage, glory to glory. I give you what you need when you need it. Not too early that you would misuse it. Not too late that you would miss it, but exactly when you need it, in exactly the way you need it, in exactly the measure you need it. So choose faith over fear, because you do not have all the answers yet. Embrace hope, because you cannot see the full picture. Trust instead of fearing, because the next step is not clear. Just take the step I have shown you. Just do the thing I have asked you to do. Just believe the word I have spoken to you. And watch how I make a way where there seems to be no way. I am going to surprise you with my goodness. I am going to amaze you with my faithfulness. I am going to overwhelm you with my provision. I am going to astound you with my wisdom. I am going to delight you with my creativity. I am going to bless you in ways you did not expect, through doors you did not know existed, with resources you did not know were available, at times you could not have predicted. Because I am God, and I am not limited by human logic or natural laws or conventional methods. I can make a way where there is no way. I can provide from unexpected sources. I can open doors that no one can shut. I can turn impossibilities into testimonies. And when it happens, when you see my hand move in your situation, when you witness my power on display in your life, you are going to worship me with a depth and sincerity that only comes from walking through something that should have destroyed you, but instead became the platform for my glory. You are going to testify to my goodness with a conviction that only comes from experiencing it firsthand in your darkest hour. You are going to trust me with a confidence that only comes from seeing me come through when everyone else said it was hopeless. This is why I allow the impossible situations, not to torture you, but to position you for a miracle that will become a testimony that builds faith in you and in everyone who hears your story. Not to abandon you in the wilderness, but to meet you there in ways you could never experience in the comfortable places. Not to overwhelm you with problems, but to reveal to you that I am bigger than any problem you will ever face. So do not despair, my child. Do not let your heart be troubled. Do not be afraid. I am with you. I am for you. I am working on your behalf. And I will bring you through this in a way that will leave no doubt that I am God and there is no other. Receive my peace right where you are. Feel my grace healing your heart. Experience my love relieving your soul. Know my presence surrounding you. This is not fantasy. This is not wishful thinking. This is reality. I am here. I am real. I am active in your life. And I am committed to your well-being in every area. The desperation is leaving. Can you feel it? The weight is lifting. The darkness is receding. The hope is rising. This is my doing. This is my gift to you. This is my answer to your unspoken cry for help. Receive it. Believe it. Walk in it. And when the enemy tries to steal it back, remind him of this moment. Remind him that your God has spoken peace over your situation. Remind him that your God is fighting for you. Remind him that your God has already won the victory. And then turn your attention back to me, back to my promises, back to my character, back to my love. I am holding you close. I will never let you go. You are safe with me. You are secure in my love. You are victorious in my strength. Release the anxiety. Trust me. Rest in me. hope in me. I am working everything out for your good and my glory. There is something you need to understand about desperation. It is not just an emotion. It is a spiritual battlefield. When desperation takes hold of your heart, it opens the door to a cascade of other destructive patterns. Desperation leads to rash decisions made out of panic instead of wisdom. Desperation causes you to grasp at solutions that look promising in the moment, but lead you further from my will. Desperation makes you vulnerable to voices that are not from me, voices that promise quick fixes, but deliver deeper bondage. This is why I keep telling you not to despair. I am not just trying to make you feel better. I am protecting you from a path that leads away from the breakthrough I have prepared. The desperation you have been feeling is rooted in a lie that the enemy has been repeating to you over and over until it started to sound like truth. The lie is that you are alone in this, that no one truly understands the magnitude of what you are facing, that you have to figure it out by yourself because no one else can help you, that even I have more important things to attend to than your seemingly small problem in the grand scheme of the universe. And because you have heard this lie so many times, in so many different variations, through so many different circumstances, you have started to believe it. You have started to operate from a place of isolation instead of connection. You have started to carry burdens that were never meant to be carried alone. But I am breaking that lie right where you are. I am shattering the foundation of that deception with the truth of my presence. You are not alone. You have never been alone. Even in the moments that felt the most isolating, even in the seasons when it seemed like everyone had abandoned you, even in the nights when you lay awake feeling completely disconnected from any source of help, I was there. I was closer than your next breath. I was listening to every unspoken prayer. I was feeling every emotion you were too tired to express. I was holding you together when you felt like you were coming apart at the seams. The reason you did not always feel my presence is not because I was absent. It is because desperation creates a kind of spiritual static that makes it hard to sense what is happening in the unseen realm. Desperation is loud. It drowns out the still small voice. It creates a noise in your soul that makes it difficult to perceive my whispers. It generates a panic that obscures the peace I am constantly offering. This is why the enemy works so hard to keep you in a state of desperation. Not because the circumstances themselves are enough to destroy you, but because desperation disconnects you from the very source of power and wisdom you need to navigate those circumstances. I am clearing the static right at this second. I am quieting the noise. I am creating space in your soul for you to hear what I have been saying all along. I am breaking through the panic with my peace. I am penetrating the chaos with my calm. I am speaking truth into the confusion. And as the static clears, as the noise subsides, you are going to start hearing my voice with a clarity you have not experienced in a long time. You are going to start sensing my presence with an awareness that has been clouded by the desperation. You are going to start recognizing my hand at work in places where you thought you were navigating alone. Listen carefully to what I am saying to you in this moment. The situation that has you desperate, I have already factored it into my plans for your life. It did not catch me off guard. It did not derail my purposes. It did not compromise my ability to bring you into everything I have promised you. In fact, this very situation that feels like an obstacle is actually an integral part of the path that leads to your breakthrough. I am using what the enemy meant to destroy you to develop you. I am leveraging what was intended to break you to build you. I am transforming what looks like a dead end into a doorway. This is how I work. I take the worst thing the enemy can throw at you and I redeem it. I take the darkest valley and I use it to teach you about my light. I take the most painful wound and I use it to reveal my healing power. I take the most hopeless situation and I use it to display my faithfulness. Nothing is wasted in my kingdom. Everything can be redeemed. Every tear you have cried is seed for a harvest of joy. Every night you have spent in anxiety is preparation for the peace that is about to flood your soul. Every moment you have felt abandoned is setting the stage for you to experience my presence in a way that will anchor you for the rest of your life. So do not despair over what you are going through. Do not let the difficulty convince you that you are off track. Do not interpret the struggle as evidence that I have forgotten you. The very fact that you are in this battle proves that there is something significant on the other side of it. The enemy does not waste his ammunition on people who are not a threat to his kingdom. He does not invest this much energy in trying to discourage people who are not destined for breakthrough. The intensity of the warfare you are experiencing is actually a confirmation that you are close to something that terrifies the powers of darkness. You are on the verge of a shift that is going to not only change your life, but impact everyone connected to you. This is why the desperation has been so intense. The enemy knows that if you push through this, if you refuse to give up, if you keep your eyes on me instead of on the storm, you are going to emerge on the other side with a testimony that will build faith in countless others. You are going to come out of this valley with a depth of relationship with me that could only be forged in the fire. You are going to step into a level of authority and influence that requires the kind of trust that can only be developed when you have to believe me in spite of what you can see. The enemy has been trying to get you to quit before you reach that point. He has been amplifying the difficulty to make it look insurmountable. He has been magnifying the pain to make you think it is unbearable. He has been extending the timeline to make you believe that deliverance will never come. He has been whispering that it is too hard, that it has gone on too long, that you have reached your limit, that it is time to give up and settle for less than what I promised. And in moments of deep exhaustion, in moments when the fight has depleted every reserve you had, those whispers have sounded reasonable. But I am here to tell you that you are not at the end. You are at the edge of the breakthrough. You are not at your limit. You are at the threshold of increase. You are not too weak to continue. You are being strengthened in the inner man for what is coming. The weariness you feel is not a sign that you should quit. It is a sign that you have been fighting, and every battle you endure is developing the warrior I have called you to be. Let go of the worry because you are tired. Surrender the burden even when you do not see results yet. Rest in my peace even when it has taken longer than you expected. Some of the greatest miracles in Scripture happened after long periods of waiting. Abraham waited 25 years for the promised son. Joseph waited 13 years from the dream to the fulfillment. Moses spent 40 years in the wilderness before he stepped into his calling. The Israelites wandered for 40 years before entering the promised land. David was anointed as king years before he actually sat on the throne. And in every case, the waiting was not wasted time. It was preparation time. It was development time. It was the season when I was working in the unseen realm to arrange everything that needed to be in place for the promise to be fulfilled in a sustainable way. You are in your waiting season right now. But waiting does not mean nothing is happening. Waiting means that what is happening is not yet visible in the natural realm. Waiting means I am coordinating factors that you do not even know need to be coordinated. Waiting means I am preparing you for what I am preparing for you. Waiting means I am lining up the pieces so that when everything comes together, it will be undeniable that I am the one who orchestrated it. Your job in the waiting is not to despair. Your job is to remain in peace. Your job is to keep your heart soft and your faith strong. Your job is to continue doing what I have already told you to do. Continue walking in the light I have already given you. Continue believing the promises I have already spoken, even when you cannot yet see the evidence of their fulfillment. This is called faith, and faith is what moves my hand. Faith is what opens doors in the spirit realm. Faith is what positions you to receive what I have already released in heaven, but is not yet manifested on earth. The desperation you have been feeling is the opposite of faith. Desperation says it will never happen. Faith says it is already done. Desperation focuses on the impossibility. Faith focuses on my ability. Desperation magnifies the problem. Faith magnifies me. This is why I keep redirecting you away from desperation and toward trust. I am trying to get you to shift your gaze from what is overwhelming you to the one who can overwhelm your problems. Look at me instead of at the mountain. Look at my track record instead of at the current obstacle. Look at my promises instead of at the circumstances that seem to contradict those promises. What you focus on will determine your emotional state, your decisions, your ability to hear my voice, and your capacity to receive what I want to give you. When you focus on the problem, desperation grows. When you focus on me, faith grows. It is that simple. I am not saying the problems are not real. I am not asking you to pretend they do not exist. I am asking you to change your perspective. Stop looking at the giant and start looking at the God who has killed giants before. Stop obsessing over the closed door and start trusting the God who can open doors that no man can shut. Stop calculating how impossible the math is and start remembering that I can multiply loaves and fishes until everyone is fed with baskets left over. The problem with desperation is that it makes you smaller and the problem bigger, but the truth is the exact opposite. You are a child of the Most High God. You carry my spirit inside you. You have access to the same power that raised Jesus from the dead. You are seated with Christ in heavenly places, far above all principalities and powers. You are an heir of God and a co-heir with Christ. You are more than a conqueror. You are the righteousness of God in Christ. You are blessed with every spiritual blessing in the heavenly realms. This is who you are. This is your identity. And when you start seeing yourself from that perspective, the problems start to look different. The mountain that seemed immovable starts to look like a small obstacle. The giant that seemed undefeatable starts to look like a target for the sling in your hand. The sea that seemed uncrossable starts to look like a highway waiting to be opened. This is the shift I am trying to produce in you. Not a shift in circumstances, although that is coming. A shift in perspective. A shift in how you see yourself, how you see me, and how you see the challenges in front of you. Desperation keeps you locked in a victim mentality. It keeps you thinking that things are happening to you and there is nothing you can do about it. But I did not create you to be a victim. I created you to be victorious. I did not design you to be overcome by life. I designed you to overcome through me. I did not call you to barely survive. I called you to thrive. And the first step in moving from desperation to victory is changing how you think about your situation. Stop saying, I cannot handle this. Start saying, God is giving me the strength to handle this. Stop saying it is too much. Start saying God's grace is sufficient. Stop saying, I do not see a way out. Start saying God is making a way where there seems to be no way. Stop saying it has been too long. Start saying God's timing is perfect. Stop saying I am alone. Start saying God is with me. Your words have power. What you speak over your situation matters. The enemy wants you to speak desperation because that reinforces the stronghold. I want you to speak faith because that releases my power. I know it feels fake at first when the emotions do not match the words. I know it feels like you are lying to yourself when you declare victory while you are still in the middle of the battle. But this is how faith works. Faith does not wait for feelings to align before it speaks truth. Faith speaks truth until feelings align. Faith calls things that are not as though they were. Faith declares the end from the beginning. Faith agrees with what I have said instead of agreeing with what the enemy is showing you. This is not denial. This is not toxic positivity. This is not pretending everything is fine when it is not. This is spiritual warfare. This is you choosing to align your words with my word instead of with your circumstances. This is you exercising your authority as a child of God to speak life into dead situations, to speak hope into despair, to speak peace into chaos. And when you do this consistently, when you make it a practice to speak my truth over your situation, instead of rehearsing the problem, you will see things start to shift. The shift might be internal before it is external. You might feel the peace before you see the provision. You might sense the hope before you witness the healing. You might experience the calm before you observe the change in circumstances. But the internal shift is what positions you for the external manifestation. I cannot pour new wine into old wineskins. I cannot give you breakthrough while you are still operating in a desperation mindset. I need you to shift into faith so that you are ready to receive what I am ready to release. This is what I am doing in you right at this moment. I am shifting your mindset. I am renewing your thoughts. I am replacing the lies with truth. I am dismantling the desperation and building up faith. I am showing you who you really are and who I really am, so that you can step into this next season from a place of strength instead of from a place of weakness. You are stronger than you think. Not in yourself, but in me. You are more resilient than you realize. Not because of your own willpower, but because my spirit lives in you. You are more capable than you have been believing. Not because you have untapped potential, although you do, but because you have unlimited access to my resources. Everything that is mine is available to you. Every promise I have made can be claimed. Every provision I have supplied can be accessed. Every weapon in my arsenal can be wielded. You are not limited by what you have in your hand. You are empowered by what I have in mine. So release the anxiety over your lack. Let go of the worry over your limitations. Rest in my peace regarding what you do not have or cannot do. Focus instead on what I have and what I can do. Focus on my abundance instead of your scarcity. Focus on my power instead of your weakness. Focus on my wisdom instead of your confusion. When you make that shift, when you start drawing from my supply instead of obsessing over your deficiency, you will find that you have everything you need for every situation you face. I am teaching you a new way of living, a way that is not driven by anxiety, but anchored in trust. A way that does not react to every crisis with panic, but responds with faith. A way that does not measure what is possible by human standards, but believes that all things are possible with God. This is the life I have called you to. This is the abundant life that Jesus died to give you. Not a life free from problems, but a life empowered to overcome problems. Not a life without challenges, but a life equipped to navigate challenges with my wisdom and strength. The desperation has been blocking you from this life. It has been keeping you in survival mode when I want you to thrive. It has been locking you in fear when I want you to walk in faith. It has been convincing you that you are barely hanging on when the truth is you are more than a conqueror. I am breaking the power of desperation over your life right at this very second. I am severing the connection between your circumstances and your emotional state. I am establishing a new baseline of peace that is not dependent on everything going right, but is rooted in the knowledge that I am always with you. From this moment forward, when problems arise, and they will because you live in a fallen world, you are not going to default to desperation. You are going to default to trust. You are not going to immediately spiral into worst-case scenario thinking. You are going to remember my faithfulness. You are not going to panic and make rash decisions. You are going to pause, pray, and wait for my direction. This is the new pattern I am establishing in you. This is the rewiring that is happening in your mind and emotions right now. You might not feel it fully yet. You might still sense the pull of old habits trying to drag you back into anxiety. But every time you resist that pull and choose trust instead, you are strengthening the new neural pathways. You are building the muscle of faith. You are training yourself to respond like a child of God instead of reacting like an orphan. And over time, with practice and persistence, this new way of being is going to become your default setting. Peace is going to be your normal. Trust is going to be your automatic response. Faith is going to be your lens through which you view every situation. This is not something you have to manufacture in your own strength. This is something I am doing in you as you cooperate with my spirit. This is transformation from the inside out. This is the renewing of your mind that leads to the changing of your life. This is me making you into the person I have always destined you to be. Free from the tyranny of desperation, established in the security of my love. Confident in my ability to handle whatever comes your way. Surrender the burden if you do not see complete transformation overnight. Choose faith over fear if you still have moments where the old patterns try to reassert themselves. Change is a process. Growth takes time. What matters is that you are moving in the right direction. What matters is that you are allowing me to work in you instead of resisting the process. What matters is that you are choosing faith over fear, trust over anxiety, hope over despair. One decision at a time, one moment at a time, one day at a time, And as you continue to make those choices, as you continue to align yourself with my truth instead of with the lies of the enemy, you are going to look back at this season and see how far you have come. You are going to recognize that the desperation that once defined your days no longer has any power over you. You are going to marvel at the peace you carry even in the middle of storms. You are going to testify to my faithfulness with a depth of conviction that could only come from walking through fire and emerging not even smelling like smoke. This is what I am doing in you. This is where I am taking you. Not just through this current crisis, but into a whole new way of living. A way characterized by peace instead of panic, by trust instead of desperation, by faith instead of fear. This is my will for you. This is my gift to you. This is my promise over your life. Receive it. Believe it. Walk in it. And watch how everything changes when you refuse to despair and choose instead to trust in the God who has never failed you and never will. There is something else I want you to understand about the season you are in right now. The desperation you have been feeling is not random. It is not just a natural response to difficult circumstances. It is a targeted attack designed to get you to abandon the very thing I am trying to birth in you. The enemy knows what I am preparing you for. He knows the assignment that is on your life. He knows the breakthrough that is about to manifest. And he knows that if he can get you to quit now, if he can convince you to walk away from my promises through desperation and discouragement, he can prevent you from stepping into everything I have ordained for you. This is why the battle has been so intense. This is why the pressure has felt relentless. This is why every time you think you are making progress, another wave of difficulty crashes over you. The enemy is not attacking you because you are weak. He is attacking you because you are dangerous to his kingdom. He is not coming after you because you are insignificant. He is targeting you because you are significant to my purposes. He is not trying to destroy you because you have no future. He is trying to stop you because the future I have planned for you terrifies him. Think about it. When David was anointed as the future king of Israel, what happened immediately after? Saul began trying to kill him. When Moses was born as the deliverer who would set my people free, what happened? Pharaoh issued a decree to kill all the Hebrew baby boys. When Jesus was born as the Savior of the world, what happened? Herod ordered the slaughter of infants in an attempt to eliminate the threat. The enemy always attacks what he fears. He always tries to destroy what has the potential to dismantle his strongholds. The intensity of the warfare you are experiencing is actually confirmation that you carry something powerful, something that the kingdom of darkness cannot afford to let you fully step into. Choose faith over fear because the battle is hard. Embrace hope because the attacks keep coming. Rest in my peace even when it feels like you are in a constant fight. The battle is hard because what is at stake is significant. The attacks keep coming because the enemy knows his time to stop you is running out. It feels like a constant fight because you are in the middle of a spiritual war and the prize is your destiny. But here's what you need to know. The outcome is not in question. I have already won the war. The enemy is fighting from a position of defeat. He is not attacking you because he is confident he can win. He is attacking you out of desperation because he knows he is about to lose. So when you feel desperate, remember this. The enemy is more desperate than you are. He is desperate to stop what I am doing in you and through you. He is desperate to keep you from discovering your true identity. He is desperate to prevent you from accessing your full authority. He is desperate to block the breakthrough that is about to shatter the limitations he's been using to contain you. Your desperation is based on what you can see in the natural realm. His desperation is based on what he can see in the spiritual realm. And what he sees is a child of God who is about to wake up to who they really are and what they can really do when they are empowered by my Spirit. I need you to understand what is happening right at this moment. As you read these words, as you receive the peace I am pouring into you, as you allow my truth to replace the lies you have been believing, you are shifting out of the victim mentality and into the victory mindset. You are moving from a place of fear to a place of faith. You are transitioning from desperation to expectation. And this shift is not just emotional or psychological. This is a spiritual shift that is repositioning you in the unseen realm. You are moving from defense to offense. You are stepping out of survival mode and into dominion mode. You are awakening to your true identity as a child of the Most High God, and that changes everything. The enemy knows this. He can sense the shift. He can feel his grip on you loosening. He can see that the desperation he has been using to keep you paralyzed is losing its power. And he is panicking. Because when you step into the fullness of who I have created you to be, when you start operating in the authority I have given you, when you begin to walk in the power that is your birthright as my child, you become a force that can dismantle his schemes, set captives free, and advance my kingdom in ways that will impact not just your life, but the lives of everyone around you. This is why I keep telling you not to despair. I am not just trying to make you feel better. I am trying to get you to see what is really happening. I am trying to open your eyes to the bigger picture. I am trying to help you understand that this moment, this very moment when you are choosing to believe me instead of the circumstances, when you are choosing peace instead of panic, when you are choosing trust instead of desperation, this is a pivotal moment. This is a defining moment. This is the moment when the trajectory of your life shifts from what the enemy planned to what I have purposed. You have power in this moment. More power than you realize. The power to choose. The power to shift your focus. The power to speak life instead of death over your situation. The power to agree with my promises instead of with the enemy's predictions. The power to stand firm in faith even when everything around you is shaking. And when you exercise that power, when you make the decision to trust me regardless of what you can see, you activate forces in the spiritual realm that begin to dismantle the obstacles and open the doors that have been closed. I want to tell you about something that is happening right where you are. Something you cannot see with physical eyes, but is just as real as anything you can touch or measure. There are angels that have been assigned to you. They have been with you all along, but many times you have been so consumed by desperation that you were not aware of their presence. These angels are messengers and warriors. They carry out my will. They protect you from dangers you never even knew were targeting you. They fight battles in the spiritual realm that you never see. They arrange divine appointments and orchestrate circumstances that position you for breakthrough. And right at this second, as you are releasing desperation and receiving peace, as you are choosing to trust me instead of spiraling into anxiety, these angels are being activated in new ways. They are being released to move on your behalf in ways that have been hindered by your unbelief and fear. Because here is something you need to understand. Faith releases angelic activity. Trust opens doors in the spirit realm. Peace positions you to receive what I have been trying to give you all along but could not, because you were not in a posture to receive it. When you are in desperation mode, you are closed. Your fists are clenched. Your heart is guarded. Your mind is consumed with the problem. And in that state, even when I send help, even when I open doors, even when I provide solutions, you often cannot perceive them because you are so focused on what is wrong that you miss what I am doing right. But when you shift into faith, when you release the desperation and receive my peace, you open up. Your hands unclench so that I can place new things in them. Your heart softens so that you can receive my love. Your mind clears so that you can hear my voice. And suddenly, you start seeing opportunities you missed before. You start noticing doors that were always there, but you did not see because you were too panicked to look. You start hearing my guidance that I have been speaking all along, but you could not perceive through the noise of anxiety. This is what is happening right as you take in these words. You are opening up. You are shifting into a receptive posture. You are positioning yourself to receive the breakthrough that has been waiting for you to be ready for it. And as you make this shift, as you choose peace over panic, trust over desperation, faith over fear, you are going to start seeing movement in areas that have been stuck for far too long. The provision that seemed impossible is going to start flowing. The door that appeared permanently closed is going to swing open. The relationship that looked beyond repair is going to experience healing. The health issue that had you terrified is going to respond to my touch. The financial pressure that was crushing you is going to ease as I open unexpected sources of supply. The confusion that paralyzed your decision-making is going to give way to clarity as I download my wisdom into your spirit. This is not wishful thinking. This is what happens when you align yourself with my will, when you position yourself in faith, when you refuse to despair and choose instead to trust the God who has never once failed to keep a promise. But I need you to do something. I need you to guard what is happening in you right where you are. The peace you are feeling, the hope that is rising, the shift that is occurring in your perspective, these are precious. They are seeds of transformation. And like any seed, they need to be protected in the early stages, or they will not take root and grow. The enemy is going to try to steal what I am planting in you right at this moment. He is going to send distractions, discouragement, and difficult circumstances to try to pull you back into desperation. He is going to whisper that nothing has really changed, that you are fooling yourself, that the peace you feel is temporary, and the problems are still just as impossible as they were before you started reading these words. Do not listen to him. He is a liar. He has always been a liar. He is the father of lies. And his goal is to get you to abandon the truth I'm establishing in you before it has time to produce fruit. So here is what I need you to do. After you finish reading this message, after you have received everything I'm pouring into you, I need you to rehearse it. I need you to remind yourself of what I have said to you. I need you to speak these truths out loud when the desperation tries to creep back in. I need you to declare my promises over your situation when circumstances try to convince you that nothing has changed. When the anxiety rises, and it will try to rise, speak peace over yourself. Remind yourself that I have not given you a spirit of fear, but of power and love and a sound mind. When the desperation attempts to take hold again, refuse it. Declare that you are a child of God and despair is not your portion. When worst-case scenarios start playing in your mind, interrupt them. Replace them with my promises. Meditate on my faithfulness instead of on your fears. This is how you protect the seed. This is how you ensure that what I am planting in you right now takes deep root and produces a harvest of peace, faith, and breakthrough that will sustain you not just through this current crisis, but for the rest of your life. I am not just fixing your current problem. I am fixing your approach to all future problems. I am not just addressing this one situation that has you desperate. I am teaching you how to walk in peace regardless of what you face. I am not just bringing you through this valley. I am equipping you so that every future valley you encounter will not have the same power to overwhelm you. This is transformation. This is freedom. This is the abundant life I promised. And it starts right here, right at this very second, with a choice. The choice to believe me more than you believe what you can see. The choice to trust my character more than you trust your circumstances. The choice to receive my peace instead of clinging to the desperation that has become familiar. I know the desperation feels safer in some strange way, because it is what you know. It is what you have become accustomed to. It is your default response. But I am offering you something better. I am offering you a peace that transcends understanding, a calm that defies logic, a trust that remains steady even when storms rage. Will you receive it? Will you let go of the desperation and grab hold of my hand? Will you stop trying to navigate this on your own and let me lead you? Will you trust that I see what you cannot see? That I know what you do not know? That I am working in ways you cannot trace but will eventually be able to testify to? I am asking for your yes, not a perfect yes. Not a yes that never wavers. Just a yes that keeps choosing me even when it is hard, even when the circumstances do not immediately change, even when the enemy tries to convince you that you made the wrong choice. I am asking for a yes that says I will trust you, God, even when I do not understand. I will believe your promises even when my reality seems to contradict them. I will walk by faith even when I cannot see the path clearly. I will rest in your peace even when chaos surrounds me. This is the yes I am looking for. This is the response that unlocks everything I have been preparing for you. And when you give me that yes, when you make that choice to trust me over your fears, to believe me over the circumstances, to rest in me despite the storm, you set in motion a series of events in the spiritual realm that begin to shift things in the natural realm. My word goes forth like a hammer that breaks rock in pieces. My promises are yes and amen. What I have spoken over your life will come to pass. but your faith is the bridge that allows what exists in the spiritual realm to manifest in the physical realm. Your trust is the key that unlocks doors that have been sealed. Your peace is the evidence that you truly believe I am who I say I am, and I will do what I said I will do. So I am asking you again, surrender the burden, release it, let it go. Open your clenched fists and let me take the burden you have been carrying. Unclench your jaw. Release the tension in your shoulders. Breathe deeply. Feel my presence surrounding you, filling you, strengthening you. Receive my peace. Let it wash over you like waves, cleansing you of anxiety, refreshing you with hope, renewing you with strength. This is not just a feeling that will fade. This is a supernatural impartation that is changing you from the inside out. Your body is responding to my peace. The stress hormones that have been flooding your system are being neutralized. The inflammation that anxiety has caused is beginning to subside. The tightness in your chest is easing. The knot in your stomach is loosening. The fog in your mind is clearing. This is holistic healing. This is what happens when you shift from desperation to peace. Your entire being responds. Your spirit, soul, and body all benefit when you choose to rest in me instead of striving in your own strength. I created you to live in peace, not in panic. I designed you to walk in faith, not in fear. I fashioned you to operate from rest, not from stress. Desperation is not your natural state. It is a corruption of how you were meant to function. And when you return to the design, when you align yourself with how I created you to be, everything works better. Your mind thinks more clearly. Your emotions stabilize. Your body heals. Your relationships improve. Your decisions become wiser. Your ability to hear my voice sharpens. This is what happens when you refuse desperation and choose peace. And the beautiful thing is that this is available to you at any moment. You do not have to wait for circumstances to change before you can access my peace. You do not have to earn it through good behavior. You do not have to deserve it by finally getting your life together. My peace is a gift. It is freely given. It is always available. All you have to do is receive it. All you have to do is turn your attention away from the problem and toward me. All you have to do is take a breath, release the burden, and trust that I am handling what you cannot handle. This is not complicated. It is actually remarkably simple. But simple does not mean easy, because everything in the natural realm will tell you that you should be panicking. Everything you can see with your eyes will suggest that desperation is the reasonable response. Every voice around you might be saying that you need to do something, fix something, control something. But I am inviting you to do the opposite. I am inviting you to be still and know that I am God. I am inviting you to release control and trust my sovereignty. I am inviting you to stop striving and start resting. This is the rest that Hebrews talks about, the rest that remains for the people of God. It is not physical rest, although that is important and will come when you stop lying awake consumed by worry. It is soul rest. It is the rest that comes from knowing that the outcome does not depend on you. It is the rest that comes from trusting that I am working even when you cannot see movement. It is the rest that comes from believing that my plans for you are good, that my timing is perfect, that my ways are higher than your ways. When you enter this rest, when you truly let go of the burden and trust it to me, something supernatural happens. Things that were stuck start moving. Doors that were closed start opening. Provision that was blocked starts flowing. Healing that was delayed starts manifesting. Relationships that were broken start mending. Clarity that was clouded starts emerging. This is not magic. This is the way my kingdom operates. When you align yourself with my will, when you position yourself in faith, when you choose peace over panic, you step into the flow of my blessing that has been trying to reach you all along, but was hindered by your desperation and striving. I am inviting you into that flow right where you are. I am opening the door for you to step into a new way of living, where peace is your default, where trust is your foundation, where faith is your lens. This is the life I have always intended for you. This is the abundant life that Jesus came to give you. Not a life without problems, but a life with the power to overcome problems. Not a life without challenges, but a life with the wisdom and strength to navigate challenges. Not a life without valleys, but a life with the assurance that I am with you in every valley, and I will bring you through to the other side. Do you see it? Do you see how the desperation has been robbing you of the life I want you to have? Do you see how the anxiety has been stealing the peace that is your birthright? Do you see how the fear has been blocking the flow of blessing that I have been trying to pour into your life? This is why I keep telling you not to despair. I am not being repetitive for no reason. I am emphasizing this because it is critical. Your desperation is the primary obstacle standing between you and everything I have prepared for you. Not your circumstances, not your limitations, not your past mistakes, your desperation. And the good news, the incredibly good news, is that desperation is a choice. It is a response. It is something you can change. You cannot necessarily change your circumstances immediately. You cannot always fix the problems that are pressing in on you. You cannot control other people or outside factors. But you can choose how you respond. You can choose what you focus on. You can choose what you believe. You can choose to trust me instead of panicking. You can choose peace instead of desperation. And when you make that choice, when you exercise that power that I have given you, everything begins to shift. The shift might not be instant in the external world. The problems might not vanish the second you choose peace. But the shift happens immediately in your internal world. And that internal shift is what positions you to receive the external breakthrough. Because here's what you need to understand. Most of the time, I am not waiting for the circumstances to change before I help you. I am waiting for you to change before I release the breakthrough. I am waiting for you to shift out of desperation and into faith. I am waiting for you to release control and surrender to my will. I am waiting for you to stop trying to figure everything out in your limited understanding and trust my unlimited wisdom. The breakthrough you have been praying for might already be prepared. The provision you need might already be allocated. The healing you are crying out for might already be released in the spiritual realm, but it cannot manifest in the natural realm until you are in a position to receive it. And desperation closes you. Fear shuts you down. Anxiety makes you unable to perceive what I am doing. But peace opens you. Trust positions you. Faith activates your ability to receive. This is what I am doing right at this very second. I am opening you. I am positioning you. I am activating your capacity to receive. And as you continue to rest in my peace, as you continue to trust my faithfulness, as you continue to reject desperation and embrace hope, you are going to start seeing evidence of what has been prepared for you all along. You are going to start experiencing breakthrough in areas that have been stuck. You are going to start testifying to my goodness in ways you could not have imagined when you were consumed by desperation. This is my promise to you. This is my commitment. This is what I am doing in your life, right where you are, right at this moment. Receive it, believe it, walk in it, and watch as I do exceeding abundantly above all that you could ask or think, according to the power that is at work within you. Embrace hope, beloved. Your story is not over. Your breakthrough is not canceled. Your miracle is not impossible. I am the God who specializes in turning mourning into dancing, ashes into beauty, despair into hope. And I am doing that very thing in your life, right at this second. Trust me. Rest in me. Hope in me. I will never fail you. I want to show you something that you have not been able to see clearly because the desperation has clouded your vision. I want to pull back the curtain for just a moment so you can glimpse what has been happening in the unseen realm while you have been struggling in the seen realm. Because if you could see what I see, if you could perceive what is really going on behind the scenes, you would never despair again. You would understand that every delay has been strategic positioning. Every closed door has been protection from a path that would have led you away from my best. Every unanswered prayer has been me saying not yet, because I have something better in mind. Every moment of waiting has been preparation for a blessing that requires a stronger foundation than you had when you first asked for it. Look at your life from my perspective for just a moment. I see the whole timeline, from beginning to end. I see every decision you will make, every path you will take, every person you will encounter. every season you will walk through. And I am orchestrating all of it to work together for your good and my glory. What looks like chaos from your limited vantage point is actually a carefully choreographed dance when viewed from my throne. What feels like random suffering is actually purposeful refinement. What appears to be me ignoring your cries is actually me positioning you for something so much greater than what you were asking for, that if I gave you the smaller thing you thought you wanted, you would miss the greater thing I have planned. The financial pressure you are under right now, the pressure that has driven you to desperation, I am using it to teach you about my provision in ways you could never learn in seasons of abundance. When you have plenty, it is easy to trust yourself. It is easy to believe that your provision comes from your job or your skills or your efforts. But when you come to the end of your resources, when the numbers do not add up no matter how you calculate them, when there is no logical way for you to make it through, that is when you have the opportunity to experience me as Jehovah Jireh, in a way that will anchor your faith for the rest of your life. I am not withholding provision to punish you. I am allowing you to reach the end of your own supply so that you can discover the unlimited nature of mine. And I am about to demonstrate my ability to provide in ways that will astound you. I am about to open sources of supply that you did not know existed. I am about to move in the hearts of people you have never met to become conduits of blessing into your life. I am about to multiply what you have in your hand until it covers every need and creates overflow. But I needed you to get to the place where you know beyond any doubt that it was not you who made it happen. I needed you to exhaust your own strategies so that when my provision manifests, you will know with absolute certainty that it was me. And that testimony, that undeniable experience of my faithfulness, will be a foundation you stand on for the rest of your days. The health crisis that has stolen your peace, the diagnosis that shook your world, the symptoms that terrify you, I have seen all of it. And I want you to know that your body is not outside my jurisdiction. I created every cell, every system, every function. I know exactly how it all works because I designed it. And what is malfunctioning right now is not a mystery to me. I know the root cause. I know the solution. I know the timeline for your healing. And whether I choose to heal you instantly with a miracle, progressively through treatment, or ultimately when you step into eternity with me, I am with you in every moment of the process. But here is what I want you to understand. This health battle is not just about your physical body. It is about your faith. It is about your dependence on me. It is about you learning that I am enough even when your body is weak. It is about you discovering that my strength is made perfect in your weakness. It is about you experiencing my presence in a way that you could never experience when you were healthy and self-sufficient and did not feel like you needed me every moment of every day. I do not cause sickness, but I can use it. I can redeem it. I can transform even this attack on your body into a platform for my glory and a deepening of your relationship with me. Trust me with your health. I am not finished with your story. I am not done fighting for you. And whether your healing comes in the form you are hoping for or in a different form than you expected, I promise you that you will look back on this season and see my hand all over it. You will see how I used even the hardest moments to draw you closer to me. You will see how the suffering that felt meaningless at the time was actually producing in you an eternal weight of glory. You will see how the weakness you despised became the very thing that forced you to rely on my strength. And in that reliance, you discovered a power you never knew was available to you. The relationship that is breaking your heart, the one that has caused you so much pain that it has driven you to desperation, I see that too. I see the rejection you have endured. I see the words that have been spoken against you. I see the wounds that go deep, the scars that others cannot see, the betrayal that shattered your ability to trust. And my heart breaks with yours. I am not distant or detached from your pain. I am right there in it with you, feeling every sting, carrying every burden, collecting every tear. But I need you to know something. That relationship that is causing you so much anguish, I am working in it. I am working in you. I am working in the other person. I am working in the space between you, and I am going to bring redemption. It might not look like you think it should. It might not happen on your timeline. The restoration you are hoping for might come in a form you do not expect. But I promise you that I am making something beautiful out of this mess. I am bringing good out of what the enemy meant for evil. I am turning the ashes of this broken relationship into beauty. And while I am working on the external situation, I am also doing something profound inside you. I am healing wounds that go back further than this current relationship. I am addressing patterns that have been in your family line for generations. I am breaking cycles that have held your bloodline in bondage for decades. I am setting you free from ways of relating that you learned in childhood, ways that have sabotaged your connections and stolen your peace. This pain you are in right now is not just about this one relationship. It is about me doing a deep work of healing and transformation that is going to affect every relationship you have for the rest of your life. So trust me with the brokenness. Release the anxiety over the rejection. Rest in my peace regarding the distance between you and the person who hurt you. I am using all of it. I am redeeming all of it. And when I am done, you are going to have a testimony of restoration that will bring hope to countless others who are sitting in the same pain you are in, right where you are. The dream that has been delayed, the promise that seems like it is never going to come to pass. The vision I gave you that has been sitting dormant for so long, you have started to wonder if you made it all up. I have not forgotten about it. I have not changed my mind. I have not decided to give what I promised you to someone else. The delay is not denial. The waiting is not wasting. The silence is not me ignoring you. I am working. I am preparing. I am arranging everything that needs to be in place for the promise to be fulfilled in a way that will not just bless you, but will impact generations. Think about Joseph. I gave him a dream when he was 17, but what happened between the dream and the fulfillment? Betrayal, slavery, false accusation, prison, being forgotten by those who promised to remember him. 13 years passed, and if Joseph had given in to desperation, he would not have been ready to step into the role I had prepared for him. The waiting was not wasted. It was developing the character he would need to steward the position I was giving him. You are in your waiting season. And I know it is hard. I know you are tired. I know you have been fighting the temptation to despair. But do not give up now. Do not quit when you are this close. The dream I gave you is still alive. The promise is still valid. The vision is still going to come to pass. I am just making sure that when it does, you are ready to handle it. I am making sure the foundation is strong enough to support the weight of the blessing. I am making sure the character is developed enough to steward the assignment. I am making sure the connections are in place to maximize the impact. And I am also making sure that when the promise is fulfilled, there will be no doubt that it was me. Because if I had given it to you when you first asked, you might have been able to take credit for it. You might have attributed it to your own efforts or strategies or timing. But by waiting until it is absolutely impossible in the natural, by letting you come to the end of your own ability to make it happen, I am ensuring that when it manifests, everyone including you will know that it was my hand. And that testimony will be more valuable than the blessing itself. That story of my faithfulness will impact more lives than the fulfillment of the dream ever could on its own. So embrace hope over the delay. Let go of the worry over the waiting. Rest in my peace because even though it has taken longer than you expected, my timing is perfect. I am not late. I am right on time. My timing is perfect. And when you see how everything comes together, when you witness how every piece of the puzzle falls into place at exactly the right moment, you are going to weep at the perfection of my plan. I want to address something else that has been feeding your desperation. You have been comparing yourself to others. You have been looking at people who seem to have what you are still waiting for, and it has made you feel like you are behind, like you are not good enough, like I am blessing everyone else but forgetting about you. And that comparison has been poisoning your peace. It has been stealing your joy. It has been fueling the desperation. But I need you to understand something. You are not in competition with anyone. You are not running someone else's race. You are not called to someone else's assignment. The blessings I have for them are not the blessings I have for you. The timeline I have for them is not the timeline I have for you. The process they are walking through is not the process you need to walk through. You are uniquely you. I created you with specific gifts, specific calling, specific purpose, and I have a specific plan for your life that is tailored to who you are and what I have created you to do. When you compare yourself to others, when you look at their journey and feel like yours is lacking, you are despising the path I have chosen specifically for you. You are rejecting the process I have designed to bring out the best in you. You are missing the beauty of your own story because you are too busy wishing you had someone else's. Stop looking at what I am doing in other people's lives and focus on what I am doing in yours. Stop measuring your progress by someone else's timeline and trust that my timing for you is perfect. Stop feeling like you are behind and recognize that you are exactly where you need to be for this moment. The person you are comparing yourself to, they have their own struggles that you do not see. They have their own battles that they are fighting behind closed doors. They have their own seasons of waiting and wondering and wrestling with despair. You are seeing their highlight reel and comparing it to your behind-the-scenes reality. And that is not a fair comparison. It is not accurate. And it is not helpful. I am asking you to release the comparison. Let it go. Trust that I love you every bit as much as I love the person you think is ahead of you. Trust that I am just as committed to your breakthrough as I am to theirs. Trust that I have not forgotten about you, overlooked you, or decided to bless everyone except you. I am working in your life. I am moving on your behalf. I am orchestrating circumstances and arranging details and preparing blessings. And when it all comes together, you are going to have your own unique testimony that no one else could tell, because no one else has walked your path. I also want to talk to you about the guilt and shame you have been carrying, the mistakes you made in the past, the sins you committed before you knew better, the failures that haunt you, the regrets that keep you awake. You have been allowing the enemy to use your past against you. He has been whispering that you do not deserve breakthrough because of what you did. He has been suggesting that the delay in your breakthrough is punishment for your failures. He has been convincing you that I am withholding blessing because I am disappointed in you. And I need to tell you with absolute clarity that he is lying. Your past is covered by the blood of Jesus. Your sins have been forgiven. Your failures have been redeemed. I am not holding your mistakes against you. I am not making you pay for sins that have already been paid for by my Son. I am not delaying your breakthrough as punishment. I do not relate to you based on what you have done. I relate to you based on what Jesus did, and what he did was enough. It was complete. It was finished. There is no condemnation for those who are in Christ Jesus. None. Not for you. Not for anyone. So let go of the guilt. Release the shame. Stop letting the enemy use your past to rob you of your future. What you did before does not define who you are now. Where you have been does not determine where you are going. The mistakes you made do not disqualify you from the promises I have spoken over you. I am the God of redemption. I specialize in taking broken, flawed, imperfect people and using them for my glory. Every person I used in Scripture had a past. Every one of them had failures. Every one of them had moments they wished they could go back and change. But I did not let their past stop me from fulfilling my purposes through them. And I am not going to let your past stop me from fulfilling my purposes through you. Trust me with what you have done. Release the anxiety over who you used to be. Surrender the burden because you feel unworthy. My grace is sufficient. My mercy is endless. My love is unconditional. And I am about to demonstrate my power to redeem even the things you are most ashamed of. I am about to turn your mess into your message. I am about to use the very things the enemy meant to destroy you to display my glory and bring hope to others. I am also aware of the voices that have been speaking against you. The people who said you would never amount to anything. The ones who told you that you were wasting your time. The critics who mocked your dreams. The doubters who questioned your calling. Those voices have been in your head, reinforcing the desperation, making you wonder if maybe they were right. Maybe you are foolish for believing. Maybe you should just give up and settle for something more realistic. Maybe you heard me wrong and you have been chasing something that was never really mine to begin with. But I want you to know that those voices do not speak for me. Those people do not determine your destiny. Their opinions do not override my promises. Their doubt does not negate my word. I have called you. I have chosen you. I have equipped you. I have ordained you for this. And no voice of opposition, no matter how loud or how convincing, can change what I have decreed over your life. You have giants in front of you. You have obstacles that look insurmountable. You have voices telling you that you cannot do it. But I am telling you that you can. Not in your own strength, but in mine. Not in your own wisdom, but in mine. Not in your own power, but in the power of my Spirit that lives in you. Rest in my peace despite the voices that speak against you. Embrace hope even when people doubt you. Choose faith over fear when the critics say it is impossible. They do not know what I am capable of. They do not see what I see. They do not know what I have spoken over you. Their limitations are not your limitations. Their lack of faith does not affect my ability to do what I said I would do. You are going to prove them wrong. Not to be prideful or vindictive, but simply because you are going to walk into everything I have called you to. And the evidence of my faithfulness in your life is going to be undeniable. The people who said it could not be done are going to watch you do it. The ones who said you would fail are going to see you succeed. The critics who mocked your faith are going to witness my power displayed in your life. And some of them, when they see what I do in you and through you, are going to come to faith themselves because your testimony will be the evidence they needed to believe. I want to give you a picture of what is about to happen in your life. Imagine that you have been walking through a long, dark tunnel. You cannot see the end. You do not know how much further you have to go. You are tired. You are scared. You are wondering if the tunnel ever ends or if you are going to be stuck in this darkness forever. That is where you have been. That is what the desperation has felt like. A never-ending tunnel with no light in sight. But what you cannot see from where you are is that you are steps away from the end. You are closer to the light than you realize. If you give up now, if you let the desperation convince you to turn back, you will miss the fact that breakthrough was just around the corner. But if you keep going, if you take just a few more steps in faith, if you choose to trust me for just a little bit longer, you are going to emerge from that tunnel into a place of light and freedom and blessing that will make every step you took in the darkness worth it. This is where you are. You are not at the beginning of the tunnel. You are not even in the middle. You are near the end. The breakthrough is closer than you think. The answer is on its way. The miracle is being prepared. The provision is being released. Do not give up now. Do not let desperation rob you of what is just ahead. Keep walking. Keep trusting. Keep believing. The light is coming. I promise you the light is coming. And when you step out of the tunnel, when you emerge into the breakthrough, you are going to look back at the journey and see my hand all over it. You are going to see how every dark step was actually leading you somewhere beautiful. You are going to see how I was with you even when you could not feel me. You are going to see how the difficulties that almost destroyed you actually developed you. You are going to see my faithfulness in every moment. And you are going to testify to my goodness with a conviction that can only come from walking through the fire and emerging on the other side, untouched by the flames. This is my promise to you. This is my commitment. This is what I am doing even right at this moment as you read these words. I am bringing you out. I am leading you through. I am positioning you for breakthrough. Release the anxiety. Trust me. Rest in me. Hope in me. I will never, ever fail you. There is one more thing I need to say to you before you close this message and return to your daily life. I need to make sure you understand the significance of this moment. This is not just another devotional you read. This is not just encouragement that made you feel good for a few minutes. This is a divine encounter. This is me speaking directly to your specific situation. This is a turning point. And what you do with what you have received in these moments will determine the trajectory of your next season. You have a choice to make. You can receive what I have poured into you and let it transform the way you think, the way you believe, the way you respond to difficulty. Or you can close this message, return to the same patterns of desperation and anxiety, and continue the cycle that has been stealing your peace. The choice is yours. I am not going to force you to walk in freedom. I am not going to make you choose peace, but I am offering it to you. I am laying it at your feet. I am making it available. And I am asking you to pick it up and carry it with you into every situation you face from this moment forward. The peace I have given you right where you are, protect it. The hope that has been rekindled in your heart, guard it. The faith that is rising up inside you, nurture it. These are not automatic. These require intentionality. You have to choose them daily, sometimes moment by moment, especially in the beginning when old patterns try to reassert themselves. But every time you choose peace over panic, every time you choose trust over desperation, every time you choose faith over fear, you are strengthening the new pattern. You are building a new foundation. You are establishing a new way of living, and I will be with you every step of the way. I am not leaving you to figure this out on your own. My spirit lives in you. My presence surrounds you. My angels are assigned to you. My power is available to you. You are not alone in this. You have never been alone, and you will never be alone. I am committed to you. I am invested in your transformation. I am dedicated to your breakthrough. And I will never give up on you, even when you are tempted to give up on yourself. So when you finish reading this, when you step back into your regular routine, when the demands of life start pressing in again, remember this moment. Remember the peace you felt. Remember the hope that rose up in you. Remember the truth I spoke over your situation. Remember that you are loved, you are seen, you are not forgotten, you are not beyond help. Remember that I am with you, I am for you, I am working on your behalf. And most importantly, remember that desperation is not your destiny. It is not your portion. It is not your future. Your future is filled with hope. Your future is marked by breakthrough. Your future is characterized by the manifestation of promises that seem impossible right at this moment, but are already being prepared in the unseen realm. Your future is brighter than you can imagine, and the desperation that has been clouding your vision of that future is being cleared away right at this second. Do not let the enemy steal what has been deposited in you through this encounter. Do not let circumstances talk you out of the truth you have received. Do not let people who do not understand your journey convince you that what you experienced was not real. It was real. I was speaking. You were hearing. And something shifted in the spiritual realm that is going to manifest in the natural realm as you continue to walk in faith. I am so proud of you for making it this far. I am proud of you for not giving up even though the desperation has been overwhelming. I am proud of you for seeking me, for opening your heart to receive from me, for allowing me to speak truth into the lies you have been believing. I am proud of you for choosing to trust me even when everything around you suggests that trust is foolish. This takes courage. This takes faith. And you have demonstrated both by staying with me through this entire message. Now I am asking you to take what you have received and walk in it. Take the peace and carry it with you. Take the hope and let it anchor your soul. Take the faith and let it guide your decisions. Take the truth and let it renew your mind. Take my love and let it heal your heart. Do not just be a hearer of my word. Be a doer. Let what you have heard change how you live. When you wake up and the first thought is worry, replace it with worship. When anxiety tries to grip your chest, breathe deeply and speak peace over yourself. When desperation whispers that nothing is going to change, declare that I am already working and breakthrough is on the way. When fear shows you worst-case scenarios, shift your focus to my promises. When the enemy reminds you of your past, remind him of my grace. When people doubt you, remember that I have called you. When circumstances contradict my word, choose to believe my word anyway. This is how you walk out what you have received. This is how you protect the seed that has been planted. This is how you move from desperation to victory, from anxiety to peace, from fear to faith. one choice at a time, one moment at a time, one day at a time. And I will be with you in every single moment, cheering you on, strengthening you, guiding you, loving you. You are not going to be perfect at this. There will be moments when you slip back into old patterns. There will be days when the desperation feels stronger than the peace. There will be times when you forget what I said and start spiraling into anxiety again. That is normal. That is part of the process. Let go of the worry when it happens. Do not condemn yourself. Do not think that you failed or that this was all for nothing. Just pause, breathe, remember the truth, and choose again. Choose peace. Choose trust. Choose faith. And watch how I meet you in that choice and give you the strength to keep going. I am changing you from the inside out. I am transforming your mind. I am healing your emotions. I am strengthening your spirit. I am repositioning you for breakthrough. And nothing that has happened in this encounter has been wasted. Every word you read, every truth that resonated in your spirit, every moment of peace you felt, it all matters. It is all working together to shift you out of the old pattern and into the new. So rest in my peace, my beloved child. Do not let your heart sink back into that dark place. Do not give the enemy back the ground you just gained. Stand firm in what you have received. Walk confidently in who I say you are. Live boldly in the truth that I am with you and I am for you. This is your moment. This is your time. This is when everything begins to change. I love you more than you can comprehend. I am more committed to you than you can imagine. I am more capable than any problem you are facing. And I am speaking over you right at this second that desperation is breaking. Peace is settling. Hope is rising. Faith is growing. And breakthrough is coming. Receive it. Believe it. Walk in it. Before you go, I want to leave you with a vision of what is coming. I want you to see yourself 6 months from now, a year from now, 5 years from now. I want you to glimpse the version of yourself that is on the other side of this season of desperation. Because when you can see where you are going, it makes it easier to endure where you are. 6 months from now, you are going to look back at this moment and marvel at how far you have come. The thing that has you desperate right at this second is going to be a testimony. The problem that feels insurmountable is going to be resolved. The need that appears impossible to meet is going to be supplied. And you are going to remember this exact moment when you were sitting here reading these words, wondering if anything would ever change. And you are going to smile because you will have living proof that I keep my promises. A year from now, you are going to be in a completely different place emotionally and spiritually. The desperation that has been your constant companion is going to be a distant memory. The anxiety that used to control your days is going to be something you rarely experience. The fear that used to dominate your thoughts is going to have no power over you. Because by then, you will have walked through enough situations where you chose peace over panic and saw me come through. You will have accumulated enough evidence of my faithfulness that trust will be your default response instead of desperation. And 5 years from now, you are going to be using this very season as a ministry tool. You are going to be the one encouraging someone else who is going through what you are going through right where you are. You are going to be the one saying, "Do not despair. I know it looks impossible, but I am living proof that God is faithful." You are going to be the one sharing your testimony of how I brought you through the darkest valley and into a place of light and freedom. You are going to be the one pointing others to me because you will have experienced firsthand that I am trustworthy. This season you are in, as painful as it is preparation for your purpose. The desperation you are fighting against is developing the compassion you are going to need to minister to others. The struggle you are enduring is producing the strength you are going to need for your assignment. The waiting you are walking through is building the patience you are going to need for the next level. Nothing is wasted. Everything is working together. And when you look back from the vantage point of fulfillment, you are going to see the wisdom in my timing and the perfection of my plan. So when the desperation tries to convince you that it is never going to get better, remember this vision. Remember that there is a version of you on the other side of this season who is free, who is peaceful, who is whole, who is thriving. That version of you already exists in my mind. I can already see you there. And every step you are taking right now, even the steps that feel like you are going backward, is actually moving you toward that future. Trust me when the journey is longer than you expected. Rest in my peace when the path is harder than you anticipated. Surrender the burden when the process feels like it is breaking you instead of building you. I am with you every step of the way. I am guiding you. I am sustaining you. I am transforming you. And I am bringing you to the destination I have prepared for you. The desperation you feel right at this second is not your final state. It is a temporary season. It is a passing storm. It is a tunnel that has an end. And when you emerge on the other side, when you step into the breakthrough, when you experience the fulfillment of the promises, you are going to understand why the journey had to be exactly as it was. You are going to see how every tear prepared you for joy. You are going to recognize how every struggle produced strength. You are going to appreciate how every moment of desperation drove you deeper into dependence on me. And that dependence, that deep, unshakable trust in me that can only be forged in the fire of difficulty, is the greatest treasure you will gain from this season. Because when you know beyond any shadow of doubt that I am faithful, when you have personal experience of my provision in impossible situations, when you have witnessed my power displayed in your weakest moments, you become unstoppable. You become a force for my kingdom. You become a threat to the enemy's plans. You become a light that shines in the darkness and points others to me. This is why the enemy has been fighting so hard to keep you in desperation. He knows what is on the other side of this season. He knows the authority you are going to walk in. He knows the impact you are going to have. He knows the lives you are going to touch. And he is terrified. So he throws everything he has at you, trying to get you to quit, trying to convince you to give up, trying to persuade you that the struggle is not worth it. But I am telling you, it is worth it. Every tear you have cried is an investment in your future. Every prayer you have prayed is building a foundation for your breakthrough. Every moment you have chosen to trust me, despite the desperation, is strengthening your faith for what is coming. Do not give up now. Do not let the enemy win by default. Do not surrender the victory that is rightfully yours through Christ. Stand firm. Hold your ground. Keep believing. Keep trusting. Keep hoping. Keep choosing peace over panic, faith over fear, trust over desperation. Because I promise you, on my name, on my character, on everything I am, that breakthrough is coming. Deliverance is on the way. The answer is being prepared. The miracle is being released. And when it manifests, when you see with your own eyes what I have been working on behind the scenes, you are going to fall to your knees in worship because you will know without any doubt that I am God and there is no other. Do not despair, my precious child. Your story is far from over. Your best chapters are still ahead of you. Your greatest victories are still to come. I am not done with you. I am not finished with what I started in you. And I will complete the good work I began. This is my promise. This is my commitment. This is my unbreakable word to you. Receive it. Believe it. Walk in it. And watch as I do exceedingly, abundantly beyond all that you could ask or imagine according to the power that is at work within you. I love you. I am with you. I will never fail you. Do not despair. Amen. If this message touched your heart, share it with someone who needs to hear these words. Type Amen in the comments to receive this blessing. Subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications so you never miss a message that God has specifically for you. Remember, you are loved, you are seen, you are not alone, and your breakthrough is closer than you think. Keep believing, keep trusting, keep hoping. God is faithful, and He will do exactly what He has promised.